This is the footage that I got while we were in the airport. A lot of people wearing masks, a lot of places were empty in terms of like shopping and all that stuff. Okay. I don't know how many times I tried recording this video, but this is in regards to traveling during the coronavirus outbreak. I recently just got back from Bali. I'm sure you could tell from the last couple uploads on this channel. Mom, Dad, I'm sorry for going on this trip even though being advised from literally everyone not to go. I'm your son, so I have your genetics. I'm pretty sure I got my hard-headed personality from you guys. Anyways, prior to leaving on our trip, I did book an appointment with our family doctor to see like what he would tell us, like things to be cautious about. February 12th, I did just come back from my doctor's appointment just to see what are the risks of traveling with the coronavirus going on. He pretty much just told us to be conscious of our hygiene in regards to like washing our hands, making sure we have hand sanitizer to disinfect, as well as refraining from touching our face. I don't want my opinions to kind of bring more fear towards like the whole conversation around the virus. I am not qualified, keep in mind, about giving advice on the virus. This is just my experience. If you really want to know whether or not you should wear a mask and like how this virus has been transmitted to other people, make sure you Google and YouTube a bunch of that stuff. I'm just sharing my side of the story on what I have experienced, you know, going to Hong Kong. Going into the airport, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada is where I'm at. There was literally nobody wearing masks. It wasn't until we landed into the Vancouver airport in British Columbia, where there has been a lot of cases actually, but that was only now. But back when we left, there was only a handful. 10%, I'd say probably even less than 10% of people were wearing masks. I did notice a lot of people, you know, using more hand sanitizer whenever they did touch a surface. It wasn't really until like we were about to land in Hong Kong where it was like kind of daunting on us that, whoa, we're really this close to like mainland China where the outbreak is going on right now. Luckily, it was only a couple hours that we had to stay in the airport. Val and I, honestly, the moment we got out of the plane, we went to our gate right away. No in between shopping, no nothing. Sat there and waited to leave for Indonesia. But we did get our temperatures checked. This is the footage that I got while we were in the airport. A lot of people wearing masks. A lot of places were empty in terms of like shopping and all that stuff. This is one of the busiest airports in like the world. So seeing how it was when we were there versus what it should have been. Empty. 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 It was kind of crazy how much the virus has kind of, you know, affected travel. It was honestly kind of scary. Everyone was keeping their space. Everyone was, you know, covered up, and you did not want to cough or sneeze or anything like that because that would bring a lot of attention. What was kind of crazy is actually when we got back, there was not that many check stops. There wasn't even any check stops at all. Like on our plane, they announced that there will be people asking how we're doing if we're coughing and sneezing or anything like that to report it to them. But we were not stopped by anyone or questioned anything in regards to how we were feeling. We literally just got onto the airplane from Bali to Hong Kong and then to Vancouver to Edmonton, like with no hassle at all, which is kind of scary, but I don't know what processes are in place now versus the time we went, just because there has been more of an outbreak, like I said before, currently going on versus when we originally left. And to anybody that is going on a flight, I say the trip was definitely worth the risk. It was honestly a great time. To anybody who is planning on going anywhere, completely up to you whether or not you want to take that risk. It has been getting a lot more, I'd say, scary in regards to the amount of outbreaks that are going on in different countries and like the travel bans that might be put in place and the delays that you might meet. If you don't have like your tickets booked already, I'd hold it off for a couple months. But to the people that are going on trips that haven't seen any kind of like pushback, make sure you're just keeping your hands clean. You refrain as much as you can from touching your face, as hard as it can be. But that is the only pretty much advice that I'm going to give, because like I said, nowhere qualified, nowhere close to being qualified to be giving this advice. That's just from what I've heard and what I've looked up and actual advice from the doctor I got. Anyways, happy I still went on this trip because I honestly got to experience the beauty of Bali, and I hope you guys did get something from this video. Peace. Make sure you subscribe.